Hello, I've got a question for you. Are you letting your life pass you by? You're sitting there like a passenger on an elevator, but your elevator is stuck. Not an elevator, one of them staircase things, and yours is stuck and you're standing still and can't move, and your life is the escalator on the other side where everything's just flying by. See, a lot of people get stuck with apathy and worry and anxiety and depression. And I know what that feels like. I've talked about that before. But the thing we need to understand is that nobody is going to kickstart your life for you. There is no knight in shining white armor. There is no superhero waiting in the background. There's no Wonder Woman. There's no Superman. There's no Batman. The only person that can kickstart your life is you. Yeah, and I know that sounds a bit harsh, but it's true. There's people around that can help us. There are people that will talk to us. There are people that will give us advice and information and guidance. But when it comes down to it, the only person that can get yourself off that moving escalator and joining in with life is you. Because you have to make the move. It's like a motorbike, an old-fashioned motorcycle. You had to kickstart it to get the engine revving. And this is what you've got to do with your life. You've got to kickstart yourself into action. Now, if you're worried, if you're kind of apathetic, what I mean by apathetic, you're sitting there disengaging from life. You're watching Netflix all the time, listening to sad music, maybe drinking loads of wine, eating loads of food, and you're not engaging with people and the world, then it's just going to fly by. Before you know it, whether you're 20, 30, 40 or 50, the next decade will have gone because you're letting things pass you by. And I understand why this can happen. You're worried about situations, stuff hasn't worked out, maybe you feel like a failure, maybe you think nothing has ever worked for you. Okay, that was the past, but this is now, this is today. If you don't engage, if you don't take action, then nothing is going to happen. Okay? We have to engage, we have to kickstart ourselves, we have to motivate ourselves. There is no external motivation that works over time. Yes, there are little things that will work temporarily and give us an instant sort of motivational hit. You can watch like a video or a motivational movie like Rocky or something, and yeah, that will go, oh yeah, I'm going to go and start running. But it's only temporary. The only way to get yourself motivated so that you can get up and move and start and engage yourself back into life is it's got to come from inside. You've got to get your mindset right. You've got to look at all the stuff that isn't working, if that's the situation, and then make it work. I've talked about my devil's triangle before, procrastination, perfectionism and paralysis. A lot of people are stuck in paralysis. They just don't know where they are, who they are, Moriyama, and they just don't know what to do. Well, look, if that's you, it doesn't matter. Just get up off your backside and start moving. Make you move, okay? Because if you don't make you move, nobody's going to make it for you. We have to, how can I put this? We have to get ourselves involved. We have to become part of the big wide world. Now, I know what you're thinking, Paul. I'm a human being. I live on planet Earth. I am part of the big wide world. Well, you're not. Unless you're actually out there engaging and doing and learning and growing and yet struggling, you're not part of the human race in that respect. Yes, you're human, but you're like this sofa here. My sofa is static and not moving. It doesn't talk back to me, and it doesn't take action. It's just there. It's just a thing. And that's what we can become. That's what you can become if you don't start to engage with your life. You will just become like this sofa, a static piece of furniture that nobody notices, nobody pays any attention to, nobody cares about, because people won't care about you unless you start caring about them. Okay? Self-care is important, and self-care starts with you getting up, breathing properly, taking care of yourself and getting out and engaging with the world. It is that simple. I've used this word engage a lot because I'm a big Star Trek fan, and Captain Picard, engage. But you have to Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Look, shit happens, and I'm sorry it's happened to you, but it will stay feeling shitty and you will stay stuck in the mud unless you get up and start moving, both physically and mentally. You know, read more. Rather than watching Netflix, pick up a couple of books. If you tend to read one specific kind of topic, then read something different. Get yourself stimulated, and I mean not that way. I mean get your brain stimulated, get the old grey cells going again. Think of a different subject, take up a different hobby, talk to different people, join some groups, not Facebook groups for God's sakes, no. I'm talking about real life in-person groups. But you're going to say to me, Paul, we can't do that right now. Yes, you can. You can still, engage with people. There's a thing called a phone. You can talk to people on the phone. You can do Zoom calls. There's lots of meetings on Zoom where you can talk about different subjects, hobbies, interests, passions, work. There's a whole range of things, but they're not going to come to you. You have to go to them. It's the only way we can get ourselves out of apathy, out of feeling lonely, out of feeling sorry for ourselves. Look, I left my job in 2017 because I was getting apathetic. Things weren't working for me and I needed to make a drastic change. And I'm not saying you've got to quit your job and do something as drastic as that, but that's what I needed to do because I had to get myself out of my funk, my stasis, this big static pond that I'd got myself stuck in. And the way to kick myself out of that was to leave the job after 25 years and go into uncharted waters, into unmapped territory for me. And that's what kick-started massive changes for me. And the last few years have been absolutely incredible. And if you're stuck in something that you're not enjoying anymore, that you're bored with, that you're feeling apathetic towards, that's leading towards a little bit of depression, then you've got to consider taking action. You've got to consider doing something different to stimulate your life, to get the blood flowing, to feel that you're alive again. Because it's important. We are only here once. Okay, we're only here once as far as we know. And once it's gone, it has gone. Do you want to be lying on your deathbed thinking, oh God, I wish I hadn't stayed in that job for 40 years. It was so boring. Oh God, I wish I hadn't stayed in that marriage for so long because she just didn't love me anymore. And do you really want to be lying on your deathbed wondering about these things and feeling regret? No, of course you bloody don't. You want to be lying there thinking, bloody hell, I wringed every ounce of juice out of my life. I had such a blast, I had such a great time. Yes, there were some downtimes, but man, did I really wring the heck out of my life. And yeah, it's time for me now, and I'm happy with that because I have lived my life. And my question to you is, are you living your life? And if not, what are you going to do about it? What is going to stimulate you, motivate you to start making the changes? Because I can't do it for you. Nobody can. The only person that can make you jump out of your own skin and start that great leap forward, to use a very unpopular phrase, is you. You're the only person. Nobody can do it for you. Yeah. Like I said at the start of this video, there is no knight in shining armor. There is no hidden billionaire that's going to come banging on your door and goes, here's 10 million pounds, Paul, go and start a business. Yeah. It doesn't happen. Yeah. We all do the lottery because we've got this fantasy of winning a vast amount of money for doing nothing and then going living on a desert island or whatever. The reason why we do it is we get a little kind of like dopamine hit. We feel good right up until the second that we check the numbers and we haven't lost, and we're back down again. You can feel good most of the time if you choose to. Or you can feel sad and lonely and miserable and unhappy and upset and woe is me all the time. It's your choice. So what choice are you going to make? Are you going to stand still on that moving staircase and watch your life pass by? Or are you going to leap off it and start taking some action? I would love to know what you're going to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye now.